Testing, 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 testing. Never met a man.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yes. Period.
What's up, y'all? What's good? What's good, guys? Welcome back to another week, another episode.
Another installment of Transparent Energy, the podcast.
With your hostesses, mostesses, it's your girl,
The lovely Bambi D.
and me, Jordan B. And we're straight out of the 215.
Where they get silly in Philly.
We're recording live.
Oh.
And again, thank you guys for tuning in another week with us. Thank you for checking out. Again, all of those who are new to the podcast, this is Transparent Energy, where you can just be yourself here. It's a safe space where all are welcome. And look, we just have love. Well, all we do is share and spread love, light, laughter, important information. And yeah, and we just keep your lives, just sprinkle some extra joy and excitement to your everyday lives. So we just want to just bring positivity to so much, because there's so much negativity going on in the world today. So I think that it's awesome to kind of want to be a part of the positivity vibes that's going on around.
I agree, because
so many people are big on just negativity and just keeping that negative stuff going. That it's not.
yeah.
Actually, more so nowadays, anything positive is kind of looked down upon.
Isn't that sad? Like, well, call me weird because I'm positive all day. I'm popping my positivity, and I can't wait till positivity come back into popularity, because
Actually, I hear him say all kinds of stuff.
shit, I need positivity to come back and pop into popularity.
Right? Yes. No, for real. Because it's not. It's all about the way the world is so dark. So at least if we can be a light in the darkness, that's all that matters.
That's all that's gonna have to matter, because I can't see in the dark. So ain't no way I can fathom living in darkness. I just don't see how they. Well, that's why they can't see it. I don't know. I say anything sometimes.
Okay, but welcome back. You already know what we do. First and foremost, before we go any further into our pod, we bless the atmosphere with our
weekly affirmations.
Sorry, guys. You never these pops so well. I love these pops. But again, let's blessing and Christian. Let's Christian the place and bless the place with some positive words of affirmation. And like I always say, the more you speak positivity over your life and those surrounding you and your atmosphere, the more that you will start to see it, and the more you experience, especially the more you believe it. So if you say it more and more, you'll start believing it more and more, and then you'll start seeing it more and more. So that's how it goes. And I think the more we do this each and every week, we start to realize how much our words mean and how important it is to just speak good things or realize, because again, we're always so conditioned to speak negative things, and we wonder why our lives can be in shambles, or wonder why certain stuff be happening, or wonder why certain people ain't changing or ain't moving or ain't doing things, or just even your atmosphere. Right. You did it.
Yeah, I definitely encourage I encourage you guys to definitely speak affirmations and positivity over yourself, because as Jordan said, we're so used to speaking negative that we don't even realize that our expectations are that too, negative.
Come low.
Yeah, so if we can learn to change our mind, we can change our expectations. And then we'll understand that there's peace behind knowing what we have to do to get where we have to go.
Yes. So you want to start? Want me to start?
I'll start this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll begin with, and this has been really working on me this week. We must practice tranquility, the ability to be calm.
We must practice tranquility, the ability to be calm. Yes, that's so hard. That's so hard.
It is,
It's
but
very hard for me to do.
I can't help but to use what I had went through with bougie,
as a template.
Exactly, because I was even surprised at myself that I couldn't be rambunctious. I just didn't do what you know what I mean? So
you handled it very well. You were very optimistic, which I love, because you said, I'm gonna get my goal back, and you did. You did.
We will be successful with everything we put our minds to.
We will be successful with everything that we put our minds to.
Growth is imminent. We won't ignore it.
Growth is imminent. We won't ignore it.
We are the pillars of the future.
We are the pillars of the future.
And finally, our greatness is our individuality.
Our greatness is our individuality. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. We are alive.
Ooh, we are alive. Can we talk about that really quick? Yeah. I love that, because to me that says I recognize to be alive is to be living and existing and doing, in a sense, what you will. Not, anything against the will, but what you. And I noticed that a lot of people are not, in a sense, alive, moving at their own accord. Yep. Experiencing life for them. In a sense, they're experiencing everything. I don't know, but I don't know.
But I said no, but for real, we are alive, because, again, I think it's all about making sure that we are not just waking up and going about our everyday rituals and routines and not really experiencing so much that life has to offer. And it was so funny, because one of my coworkers, little young John, in my job, she just graduated. But it was funny because her birthday was just this week, and she was telling me how she was going out and stuff like that with her family, and and that she was about to go. That her and her family, as a matter of fact, they went today to Mexico. And she asked me, after she was telling me, she was like, Jordan, what you gonna do this summer? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'll be here. I'm like, I'll be here, or whatever, most likely. And she was like, girl, you better get out there and do something. She was like, girl, life is, and this is a little young, not a little young girl, but she's younger than me. She's very, I think she's like 19, like 18, 19. But still, she was telling me, she was like, you better get out there and do something. She was like, girl, you better experience, you better live instead of just working. She was like, it's more than just working and stuff like that. And that's what made me say that, because when she said that to me, it made me think. I was like, right. She was like, girl, get on the beach somewhere, enjoy the sun, relax. She was like, it's more than just work.
She's right about. She's definitely right about that.
She was right about that, and I love that. Thank you, Kai, for your words because it meant a lot. Because sometimes, like I said, I've been getting a lot of different messages. So it's so funny because this week I've been getting a lot of different messages. So I was so sorry you gotta go off work, but I've been getting a lot of different like little messages and stuff from God this week and from people, and that's crazy because again, God always knows how to get our attention. Trust me, God always gets our attention through the things that we like, and um, and like I said, I'm a people person, so I'm very, I try to be as nice and welcoming to people and humble, like I said, and being in customer service. Um, I had to be more of that. So I've definitely been getting a lot of different little messages from God through people this week that has kind of been helping me feel good. And one lady even said, when you talking about tranquility, about the ability to be calm, she was saying something to me. One lady, she was like, remember, she was like, don't forget, we got the power to control ourselves. She was like, don't let nothing and nobody get you out of character or out of control. And I was just like, wow. It was so crazy that she was saying it right on the day that I was just like, not that I got out of control or did anything out of, but, it's just, even still, in some situations, things that bring you out of your character or again, bring you back from a place that you try not to go. And I always tell that to y'all, but again, I say that I'm saying it to myself too because I know that I do it a lot. I go back to the things that I know it's gonna bring me out of character, or I try to not feed into it, but it's still hard not to. It's still something I'm working on, and still struggling within my own self. But
The fact that you're working on it, you recognize
yeah.
it is a grander step that a lot of people overlook or don't even see at all.
Yes. We are brilliant.
We are brilliant.
Yes.
We are brilliant. I got to say that 2 times. We are brilliant.
We are brilliant. We are worthy.
We are worthy.
That's another message I got this week, and it was on a piece of paper, and it was a piece of paper, and it's so funny because these certain papers, when God is speaking to me, I find them, and they're exactly in the same writing, and there's nothing on the back or nothing. It's like they come from like it's just weird where they come from because it just seems like they're like a cutout from a paper or whatever, and they must be like in different boxes, and whoever cuts them, how they cut them, but it's never no place where you can return it or nothing. But they just be flying different places, and this is like my third one I've ever found as of recently in my journey. And this one just told me the other day when I was feeling down, I picked it up. I looked down on the ground and was there and said, "You are worthy," and pretty cool too. So I thought, oh, that was dope. I was just like, God, wow, thank you.
I think he was on the phone.
Yeah, maybe he was on the phone. Yeah, and I sent it to you, and maybe I posted it too. We're not in the moment when I first found it, but I posted it after, and yeah, that just made me feel good because we are worthy. You are worthy, and if you are today, tomorrow, whenever you see this message, however you see this message, whenever you see it, I hope you just also want you to know that you are special, you are worthy, and you are amazing, and know that your life is worth living. So anyone that might be feeling like they're at the edge or might be feeling like they don't got nothing to live for, you do.
And most of all, I wanna stress that you are loved because you have not come to terms to know that for yourself. You are. You are.
And we are making the right moves in the right direction to change our future for the better.
We are making the right moves in the right direction for the better of our future.
To change our future for the better.
To change our future for the better. Yes. I like that. I love that. I love that. So how you feeling this week?
Well, to be honest, I had an emotional, crazy week. That week was really sucky. I mean, it was good because, of course, God is good, of course. People say like that, but God is good, of course, every day. And I'm alive, and, I was able to go to and fro from work, the minor things, the of course, all the other stuff, but emotionally, I wasn't really good this week. Mentally, I wasn't really that good either. Just going through a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but some of the same stuff. And it's just like,
have you done anything to re-strengthen your emotions? Because I think it's a natural thing when we all, feel some type of way. But I don't think a lot of us try to take the time to try to incorporate things to make us feel better.
no, I did. I really did. I haven't really felt better. Like I'm still kind of. I'm here, guys. But it's one of them days still too, because like I said, I'm one of them people that, like I always say, I try not to. I try. I'm normally like, I don't know if we talked about this last week or not, or even on the pod at all. But I'm generally a happy person. You know, I normally try to lead with positivity. I normally am, you know, on an everyday day basis. I try to just be on some positive type time. Like I'm not really angry. I'm not really mad about nothing. I like to laugh. I like to have fun. So when I do get to phones, when I do get to certain things, it drains me. Like it really drains me really bad. Like when I argue with people, or when I argue with those that I'm close to, a loved one, stuff like that, relationships, friendships, whatever. It takes a lot out of me, and I try to tell those that I even be having these arguments with that I don't like. I don't like to argue because it takes me like days, depending on the situation. It takes me days to recover, like because like I said, I can kind of get out of character, be screaming and hollering and cutting up and carrying, and that just drains me. Drains my energy so bad. And some of the situations that just be going on, just be like, why are we going through this again? We're not supposed to be even going through this situation. We said we weren't going through it. We're back at it again. But a million times.
I just think
A zillion times.
I think it may be
Trillion times.
well, thank you definitely for your transparency. It's definitely noted and noticed.
William.
But I mean, let's just brainstorm right now on the spot. Like, what could we do to potentially like catch ourselves from those triggers? Because I'm a work in process in that aspect too, that I still get drained from sometimes the wrong conversations, you know. And when I say that, anything that's not met at a mutual standpoint that's going to get me, like, and then once that's done, I'm stuck with being drained. I'm stuck with not having any energy to want to do anything.
Yeah. Or now, I'm taking the attitude out somebody else. They don't deserve it, because that's true. We're wild animals too. But I try not to do that. But like I said, I know that that's what I'm saying. I'm one of them kind of people also that when I'm up, I'm up, and when I'm kind of down, I'm down. There's no in between with me. Like when I'm really, that's why I'm like I said, when I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm sad, I'm kind of sad. I kind of go into my little isolation and just kind of like feel like being bothered too much. So.
Well, I think that's pretty healthy, if you ask me. It sounds pretty right. Absolutely, sounds like you have. It sounds like that's a sort of balance, where there's no in between. When you're up, you're up. When you're down, you're down. But it sounds like you have to take the good. You have to take the up with the down, and vice versa. If somebody like me has to, if I want to keep expecting my friend, if I want to keep expecting you to show up, how you show up, I guess, I guess that would require that type of balance for you.
Well, like I said, yeah, and I thank you for being a good friend because, your text messages and just waking up to your little messages in the morning and seeing it just make me feel good. Because like I told you before, it's very fresh and new to me for me to have someone that kind of really, not kind of, but actually pours back into me, and pours, not even pours back, but pours into me, in general, that speaks life and, says encouraging things. And, even today it brought me to tears, so, just your message. It was plain and simple, but it was just waking up and seeing it and just knowing that someone out there cares, someone really does, care about my well-being as well, and as a friend. And like I said, we both have a mutual respect for each other that I do really love and appreciate, and I just thank God for that, and I pray that it continues to strengthen and grow. But yeah, like I said, friends mean a lot when it comes to certain things. And you definitely, like how we say yes last week, going to be around people that pour into you. Well, no, we didn't get a chance to even talk about that.
But we can today.
Yes, we can. We can talk about that. But again, yeah, it's very important that you meet people that pour into you, that can pour into you just as well as you can pour into them. I know some of us may pour. Again, we don't always want to expect certain things back from people when you are supposedly doing things from the heart, but there gets a time when you know that certain situations or certain people or certain things is like
taking advantage of you.
Yeah, like
and I said this earlier. I think we all get a sense of knowing when we're being taken advantage of. And for me, sometimes in those instances, it's hard for me to just come out and not say, hey, I feel like you're taking advantage because of ABC, XYZ, without the other person somehow not being able to see where I come from.
Right.
So,
but like I said, it's very important. It's highly important and highly recommended, because it's awesome to have someone that cares about you too. And I think that again, especially in our community and communities, not just the Black but LGBTQ, just in the woman community, just a lot of different, all these communities. Like, it's so much division going on that I think it's time for us to really start. Really. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with this generation, but
it's not even a generation anymore. That was a minute minority. It's the world. It is the world. Yeah, it's the world. Anytime it trickles down to the children,
and
it's the world.
Children are 10, and I just heard something this week. Before we get into our hot topics, even we're not even just bust into it, but I just heard this week. So I remember the story, but I heard this week. Remember the fact, the thing you sent me about Saul crying about crying on Instagram about a young gentleman that was 10 years old carrying a gun, saying that it was because he needed it because he wasn't safe. 10 years old,
and I felt her outcry when it's like
our city has gone mad.
The world has gone mad.
Yeah, the world has gone mad. But I said,
but in this city, out here in Philadelphia, it is not funny, guys. Girls, families, it is not funny. I just seen it. I know you've seen it. If you hadn't, a 2-year-old, a baby, a 2-year-old was shot in the back of the head yesterday in South Philly.
If I don't. Like I said, I don't watch the news no more.
It came up on my. It was on the Philly Poster. Through Instagram and stuff like that.
Okay, yes, I follow certain groups. I can only see certain stuff if I go to like their page from like another person's page. But certain stuff I don't really keep it in my algorithm because I don't want to see certain stuff.
Yes, so. And
I've been seeing a lot of stuff happening in Philly from. Because there's been a lot of stuff going on from the buses, from SEPTA.
Yeah, there's a lot, but I also noticed they said it's in the air. Beanie Siegel said it's in the air, but I don't know.
But that was in 2002, right?
I don't think they filtered the air, so it's still there. No, but But you know what else I've also noticed
is that it's so hot there. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, because you're right. It's hot.
No, it's so hot. That girl can't even find a good wig. Like, I'm so mad because the wigs I want to wear you can't wear them because it's going to slide all over your face. The other styles I got, the certain hair quality is not worth it, or it might be a little bit too high. It's just, it's a lot. This hair situation has been bugging me too, because I am not. We were just talking about it. We were just like, I want to get some braids, but then I can't get braids because I got the tan line.
Because I got the tan line from the lace front.
So it's just like, what
am I gonna do? Like,
even the weave glue is sticking. It's not sticking.
It's right. And what I get? What's the weave glue I use?
No, you got bowl
hole.
No, but that's lace glue. But we're talking about even the weave glue, the black weave glue. But that is not even holding.
That ain't holding.
That ain't holding no more. That ain't holding.
Well, bowl hold ain't holding bold at all. She ain't.
She don't hold. Yeah, she don't.
She don't hold in the heat.
She don't hold in the heat.
It's like she don't dry.
I don't think it's no like
adhesive.
They can because like they can say what they want to say because they love because it's so many non-sweat
resistant waterproof.
It's not going, but I don't know. I don't know because I think I didn't try a couple of some ones. I didn't try that goat glue, that GOAT glue. I tried that. Even that didn't. I don't know if it's just me because I have oily skin and I sweat to a certain degree, like right in my facial area. But them glues don't work for me either.
Well, I'm glad I don't know. In a sense,
glueless. Tight wig. I need a tight. Put me to right. Well, actually, I did see something on Instagram. I'm because students saw it again. Had shared this girl page that sell glues with. I'm gonna see if I heard because I really want just something where I can just throw it on. I just want it to be tight. I don't want nothing.
Right. I think I might start having to invest in glueless wigs because I really be putting my wigs on like glueless in a sense. Like
you really do.
I'll do it and then it kind of edge stay. Then I'll just throw it back on and just. It's just too hot.
Yeah, like it's different. It would be different if we had like our cool summer days, but it's like hot. It's like when they drip, like sliding back.
I need a I need a ponytail.
I had to get another wig. And I was so mad because I didn't want to get the wig
a bone straight. It's given. I'm taking it back to 2000s.
And like I was saying,
something with a blend in.
Yeah, with a
the dirty girl ponytail.
But see the best part. Oh no, because I can't do that because I would say because they got the you do a little bang with the lace because just have it hold you on. But then if a guy is going to be sweating, so that lace right?
They gonna have to see this. They gonna have to see this tail line for me.
No, but I'm talking about. I rather do it like you said with weave glue. I rather do a blend in than because I'm just saying now it's so much fairer with the lace closures and lace frontals that you can add your little bangs and stuff and your little edges and stuff without having to mess your hair up and stuff like that. Because you can pull your hair back and just add little pieces to certain parts, which is cool. But with the heat, it's gonna slip.
Right.
So you might as well just
rock out. I told you I was getting ready to put some Bantu knots in my hair and get some big earrings.
It's giving it. It's giving. I told you if I could wear my hair, if I could buzz cut it for real, without having to worry about my forehead, I would have a short cut. I would have a short hair all the time. That would be my signature. No,
because
what's not growing it back. It's gonna need to go back. It would be the longest it would be is 2 inches.
Well, 2 inches that's like this much hair.
Yeah, that's right.
On your head? Oh, okay. Yeah. Pixie curl.
I would keep out the pixie dyed cute.
I thought I was going to do that one of my hair. I keep saying I'm going to cut my hair, but I don't think so now. I'm going to just dread it.
I keep saying that too.
I think I'm going to lock my hair. I just want
to make sure it's healthy. Because I got a nice head of hair too now, especially since you've been braiding it. You've been braiding it's grown. It's been growing since you've been braiding it. That's so I love that. But so I'm definitely not cutting it. I just need to make sure. I just need to treat it right. And like I said, I do at one of these points. I want us to, well, not us, but how you were saying, you let our hairs breathe.
I'm ready. I'm telling you, I got some fresh bristles under these joints.
Right. She's ready to be natural cut like the first episode. But we gotta talk about it.
I'm ready to bring it back. Like, who is that? I'm telling you, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give myself some Bantu knots, and I'm gonna come real natural, so you can see how big this face is. And I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do that for myself because I can't remember the last time I wore my hair out in a nice
that's why
style.
we transparent energy, because that's what we're transparent. We do what we want. We free here. Do what we need. Safe space. And look, like you said, we're just showing people it's okay to be comfortable in your skin.
That's right.
Let's start.
You don't have to. You don't have to get old to get comfortable.
Let's go back to that. It's time for us to go back to being comfortable in our skin for social media. Like before social media has created, like before the filters and stuff. Because I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it do be hard taking a regular picture after what social media has done.
You're right.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie.
You're right.
I'm sorry, y'all.
You're right.
Everybody can talk all that, no filter, no skilter. Like I don't want a picture without filter. I'm sorry. I don't want no picture without filter. I don't want it. I don't care how good. I don't. So I'm one of them.
Well, the only picture I want without a filter, as long as it can be outside while the sun is high.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. There you go.
That's the only picture I don't need a filter.
Right.
On.
There you go. But
so it's
again, because right. There you go. Well, you're right, because like I said, some of these filters, I'm not talking about the ones that completely change your face and they look like, and your face like. No, I'm talking about like the ones that smooth you out. You know, don't really show your little dark spots and wrinkles.
Blemishes and stuff.
Like I like them filters. I don't like the extreme filters like that. You know, that's not you.
Right.
You know, that's not that.
Or it's too much going on in the picture and I can't really see you.
I ain't with them. I ain't with it. But let's go to our hot topics.
Well, first, yeah, we are in hot topics. Which was surprisingly was not very extensive for me this week, but there was one thing that did jump out and grab my attention. There are these army vets. They're not vets. These army recruits that are stationed in a shanty town.
What's a shanty?
A small town, probably on the outskirts of a much larger town. But they are not specific about the town. But what they are saying is that this shanty town has been isolated by the army because the few thousand residents, I guess, underwent some type of procedure that we're all familiar with. And
what? Oh, BBL?
No.
Oh.
And they are basically stationed.
I know everybody getting there.
They are stationed at the army. Let's say the Army Reserve are stationed at a shanty town and armed at high stakes to prepare to shoot anyone on site that's demonstrating certain behavior that they outlined as zombie behavior. So they have quarantined this town. They have and the video came from like private recruits, that were asking questions like, why are we here? And the guy is basically telling them like, I'm not going to say it's a zombie outbreak, but what I will say, there are people changing and they're attacking feet and face first, meaning they're biting you or they're attacking you on sight. And he said everybody's not changing, but
and where'd you get this from?
Let me show you. I thought it was very, very, yes, very strange that they would record this, and it's pretty long.
Okay, well, we gotta watch all of it. But wait, no, I hear you.
You hear?
Oh wait, I can hear it now. Okay, so just to
be brief,
trying to say that this is a zombie apocalypse on the horizon. or could potentially be,
or potentially. I just don't know what to think anymore. And that's crazy. That's absurd for even me. I don't know what to think anymore.
Because I'm so really stuck in between. Like, this is something that we've seen on like TV and video games and stuff like that. But I did hear that these things are going to happen. There's going to be some things that are going to be so unexplainable that we're not going to be like stuff that we've never seen before, stuff that we've only seen in like movies and games and stuff like that.
And that's true. But if you understand the law of nature, meaning that there's nothing the custodian.
I mean, we've seen some zombies.
Oh yeah, we done seen some. We know of some zombies that live. No. I mean that in the event of like where we live at. When I say we know some zombies, like I know I go past Kensington or I catch the L. I know there's a frequent zombie on the L train that I cannot stand, and it's just because I don't ever want to become a victim or a person that he happens to see as a target. You know that light skinned guy that be on there. That's a zombie. So when I say we know some zombies,
because he can freak out any moment,
and I've seen him do it. I've seen him be so nasty. The last time I was on L, sidebar, he deliberately stood up where he was, which was all the way up there, and I went like this instantly, and he made a noise, made everybody look. And when he came down, I think he surveillance what he wanted to surveillance, and he got down there. And about 3 seconds later, I'm so glad that when he walked past me, he did what he did, which was disgusting.
But he farted?
No, he coughed. Very obnoxious. Didn't even cover his mouth. And there was a person with a baby sitting. She had a baby on her and a baby in a stroller. And he basically, when I knew he coughed and seeing him cough, I knew every cough particles went all over the baby and all over them people. And they were livid. They were livid when they were going off. They were livid. But I say that in an event of, I guess it's really real. Like, I just don't know what to think anymore. Well, you know, it's no secret. Y'all know about the government. Remember I told y'all on the 26th that the government was going to go live and announce what they found and what they know about. And they did. And they really did. And they did. They admitted that aliens are real. But here's the thing.
Well, they admitted it without even really admitting it. Because the guy that was asking the questions to, he kept saying, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. And he was like, kind of like, not, but the lady was laughing and kept saying, well, why can't, and like basically it was given, yeah.
Now I get that it's certain things that they don't want us to know, but it's certain things that they just have to tell us.
Right, you're right.
And
I think that's probably why they get.
And sometimes because the English language is really a spell, you really have to know what to ask and what words to use to get the questions or get the answers to your questions. So one specific when the lady asked the guy first, she said something to the effect of, we understand that the U.S. government has recovered aircrafts that have crashed. And he's like, yes. And she said, with anything in it. And he's like, his answer was, anything like what? When we recover anything that's crashed, we take everything, that was there out or was found. So she had to come back and she said, well, in your findings of the crash, did you find any biogenics, which is, I guess, a way that they use to describe people? Mm-hmm. Did you find any biogenics within the specimens or aircrafts or stuff that you find? Mm-hmm. And as hesitant as he was, he said yes. Mm-hmm. Then she further went on to ask him, are the biogenics within the our aircrafts that you found, are they human or non-human? And he took another deep breath and he spoke into the mic and he said, they're absolutely not human. So it's when you know language,
and he's under oath,
and
so that's why they're saying that if he is lying, then he can really get in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only part that's like, ugh. But then they're saying also like, what distraction is this from? Because somebody gonna say it's the distraction because gas and food just went up 9%.
That shit went up.
Yeah.
Excuse my French. That went up 6 months ago on season 2.
And mind you, but I heard for those in New York, I heard that their electric just went up or something. The electric just went up, and I think somebody probably from New York was probably someone who said that. But I know that some more prices hiked up for sure.
Well, see, everything is going up because picture. At least this is how I'm starting to look at the United States. Going out of business.
Yep. Oh, a sale. Well, not even a sale.
Yeah, everything must go. Grand sale. Everything must go.
Well, not really, because then I mean, that's not the price rising.
Hear me out. I feel like that's the price rise in a sense to. We already know that the rich outweigh the poor, the middle class, or whatever. We also know it's not a secret that the rich wants to stay rich. Mm-hmm. And if the rich are getting cut off from, let's say, their other rich connects, now they have to dabble in our funds or our community or in our areas. Mm-hmm. That's why in the hood now prices have gouged, and we're supposed to be untouchable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But now it's in a way of
that's
like,
where they put the most.
That's where it's crumbling at. It's crumbling with the rich, and they're showing us that we're coming into you because we ain't no more room for us. You know, they don't got anything. They're not going to let us know. But all in all, I think a lot has to do with the law of nature. Like, they have to tell us these things, and something out of all of our control is about to happen. And sometimes I think when it does, it's like it's going to not only shake it up, but we're all going to finally see each other as the same.
Why, girl, you just hit something so on the note, because that was where I was about to go next. We're going to get right back to the alien comment, but even with, you know why I'm saying that? Because I'm talking about the actors and the actresses over in LA and how they're on strike now with the SAG, AFTRA people, whatever they call it, the people who are trying to use. What's really been a big deal is the people who are trying to use one time to pay them for their image for $200 one time to be used for forever without having to pay them any kind of residuals or anything like that. And so many actors and actresses are out of work,
because they don't agree to.
Yes. Well, they're on strike. A lot of them are out of work. And just going back to the comment you said, even though, like you said, it might be something more to a different extreme, but I think that certain things are starting to happen now where a lot of the people that have been like up here or held to a certain decor and all of that are kind of like slowly starting to come down with reality.
I just got to download, and I swear it came from you. It must have came from one of your angels. The last will be first, and the first will be last. It's giving me the rich is going to crumble first. Yeah. That's what they're doing. That's why they so frivolous. Remember in the beginning of late last year when we were finding out that the billionaires that we never heard of was just giving out their stuff, stepping down from certain stuff. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And we already know ain't nobody in their right mind, in their right rich mind, finna step down for no reason. But they not giving us anything because that's the part they don't want us to know, and that is the compromise. We're not going to tell you why we're stepping down and why we're going into hiding, but we will let you know that everything you thought about aliens and all that stuff, this stuff is true. This stuff is true. Now, we're not going to tell you what's coming because we might not even know what's coming, but we can't tell you anything because we've already set our propaganda.
Because this is unlike a lot of other times where people can be like, oh, I've seen this before, or this happened before my granddaddy's days, or my baby, we're living in a new day where everything is like the first. This is the first time this happened. This is the first time. This is the first, like how they said, this is the first summer that it's been extremely hot like this. They said it's never ever been, like, we've seen heat waves. We've had heat waves. This is the hottest it's been. Like they said, I was watching a girl post who was saying something, even to the extent that they said that we're past global warming. We're in the boiling stage. Because they've been warning us about global warming for over 10 years now anyway. But so they said that we're already like in the heat, like we're in the boiling stage. That's why it's so hot. Like we're in more danger than we really probably think.
Here's my thing. Here's my take really quick about global warming. I think it's just a tactic that they told us to try to keep us in control, to make us seem like we're the cause of the earth heating up. And I know that is bull crap, because we civilians, people, everybody below people in power, we don't have the authority, tools, or equipment to run that much electricity, drink that much water, or do anything to put the planet into any type of imminent danger. So the reality is, whatever they're doing, whether it's them wanting to play God and control the weather, because we know that's not a secret, whether if it's them trying to control the hurricanes and the oceans, because we know that also is not a secret that they do that too, that they've become manipulators of the weather. So why wouldn't I allow myself to believe that I'm part of global warming? Because it sounds like a bully trying to point the finger at somebody else to take the blame.
Yes, because I definitely that statement about them playing with the weather is so true, because that explains a lot of times even why it's just like, even though, I mean, it happens in other places where it could be sunny and raining or certain stuff, but like the way this rain is coming down, the way it be coming down now, like the way these clouds be in the sky.
And
like,
we know they make clouds too.
Yes. Some boy was actually just on social media too, talking about he was at one of the
cloud making plant. Yeah, it's real.
It's real. Like, and they're like, how is he able to talk about this? This is crazy. Like, that's why because they're saying that the clouds in the air anyway is air and water anyway or something. So, anyway, hydrogen something. So when it dissolves, it just turns into water. So that's why it just rains so severely like that, and just like the drop of his arm. And you wonder why it's still sunny. It's these sunny boots, and then it's just going into a thunderstorm, or it's just like over. Like, it's just America. Maybe when I say the secret is out, when they're coming out more and more every day. And like I said, this alien thing is like, again, I'm not putting nothing past anything. It's still, like I said, you already know how my took. It's kind of still hard for me, but I, again, cannot put nothing past anything nowadays, because I know that these days, words said to come, where there's going to be things we cannot explain, where there's going to be things that because again, we don't really know a lot of what's really has been on this earth, what's really been on it, for real, anyway, because they don't tell us nothing. But I do know that one of the books of the Bible that they took out, which is Enoch, the book of Enoch, spoke a lot about a lot of mystical creatures and mystical things that walk this earth, like giants and certain stuff like that. So I don't know, but there also was, if you guys have looked, there's a tribe. And I'm sorry that I don't have the name of the tribe in front of me either, but there's a tribe from Africa that people over 7 feet exist, and they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe at this point, I believe that there's a lot of things in it.
Yeah,
and come to pass that we could be surprised about.
I don't know if you've heard of Project Blue Beam, but the next and I'm glad I'm saying it here first. So when it happens, we won't be surprised. When it happens, we won't be surprised.
And watch, subscribe, share, comment.
Project Blue Beam is basically a tactic that's going to be taking place to see how well the people have been controlled. They are going to illustrate one of two things, if not them both. And I know this may be very sensitive to hear. They are going to trigger warning. They're going to illustrate a fake alien attack with holograms in the sky and use their real life military artillery or to fight these holograms to make it seem as if our lives are really in danger, and that the moment the aliens do reveal themselves will automatically be wired to attack. Following that event, it said that to restore the order after that type of phenomena, they will, with a hologram, cast what looks like the Father coming out of the clouds for everyone to see. This is called Project Bluebeam, and you can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up on TikTok and get very detailed information on what they intend to do. Like they're going to do it.
Or they intend to do it. But hopefully, but if it get out too much, they're not.
No, they're going to do it because it all goes back to the law of nature. You have to tell us the truth. Yeah. You have to tell us what's real and what's not. If there are some people to that uncover the discernment within themselves to be able to say, hey, this is not actually real, you know, or some people say this is actually what's real. I think like that is kind of what they are looking to gather, that energy, that hypnosis energy, that spell energy, that matrix energy, you know, because they recognize that before it's not really the people waking up, it's the earth.
Earth waking up. Yeah.
It's the earth waking up, and as she wakes up, she's waking up her people.
Yep.
Our DNA is waking up. We're starting to see things.
The children of God are. Wait for them to manifest. All of us in the world.
You know, and they're already trying to shut us up because they know they can't shut everybody up. You know, you can't silence 60 million people from 60 parts of the earth that don't know each other, that all have the same discernment that something isn't right.
Say, whatever God has placed in your heart to do it. Because again, one group of people can't reach everybody. One group or two people are not for every demographic. Everybody's not going to be. There's some places that we can't reach that another person can reach. There's other places that other people can't reach that we might be able to reach. You know, so again, that's why don't ever take it for granted that you can also do something to help your community, your people, your city, your state, whatever. Because again, we don't know. It's best that we stay informed around these times and use social media as a good outlet to keep each other informed instead of bashing each other and all this. I'm kind of glad that TS versus woman stuff calmed down to a certain degree, because that was another distraction. Again, y'all got to realize that again they're doing a lot of this distraction to keep us from really seeing what's really popping off behind these closed doors, because there's a lot going on.
And to harness your natural energy, the energy that's going to keep you healthy, the energy that's going to give you the ambition. They live and breathe off of negativity. You know, I challenge you here at Transparent Energy to stop sharing anything negative and start taking your life personal and confronting those issues in your real life.
The no negativity challenge.
The no negativity challenge.
Don't post nothing negative for a couple of what would it be?
From here on out.
I don't know.
Why not? Look.
Maybe for a month.
Here it is. The challenge will really be discipline. You know.
How about for a month? Because people are not gonna do it for good. But for a month. Now maybe a month might change people for good, but that's not. I mean, we would want people not to share stuff like that. But again,
I think
some
just
people can.
But I see, right, when we talk about some people, I don't want to marginalize and make anybody feel special. I want everybody to know we all on the same playing field. I'm not going to say anything that isn't truthful. I'm not saying I can do it from here on out, but why not challenge myself to it?
Right. Yeah. But if you, like I said, if you see even on my page, like, I don't really. That's why I told you too. Like I don't. And certain stuff I follow, certain stuff I don't follow. I really don't share. Like I've actually kind of just started kind of like being able to hold one eye open as I'm watching like fighting videos and stuff like that, because I'm really not one of them kind of, I don't like fighting videos. I don't like none of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to watch violent videos, but yeah, like I think it'd be dope for us to stop, because that's why the
no
algorithm
negativity
is crazy. And like I said, especially if y'all don't understand, over in this Western world, that's why they keep our algorithms full of foolishness, booty shaking, people fighting,
and really keep it away from them, their people and stuff over there.
Right, because their people over there, their algorithms is science projects and
business,
ambition,
creating,
motivation,
working.
Yes, but us over here in the Western,
all we have is
BBLs, people twerking, hair stuff, which is not nothing wrong with it, but hair, BBLs.
It's just the wrong
crab legs,
the wrong influences.
Crab legs, fighting, cars, clothes,
killing,
guns, houses,
poison,
materialistic stuff, clubs, hookah. You'll love that hookah. You'll love that hookah. But before we close out, guys, we really did want to, again, just really touch on the importance of, like we said earlier, being surrounded, especially in this season. First of all, look, we're about to end July. This is the ending. Actually, the next time we talk to you guys next week, it will be August, okay? The 8th month of the year. 8 means new beginnings. Look, we already been we didn't pass the year.
Something?
The year's almost over.
Did I really tell you that's my favorite number too?
What number? What number 8?
8. Mm-hmm.
Well, mine is 7. But 8. But yes,
that's dope.
7, 8.
That's dope.
Look, but yes.
But for the new beginnings, remember I said sidebars. Hold on. When I said I can't go into this second one.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay. Right. So again, for real though, guys, it's if you haven't already, it's time to start cultivating new relationships, new friendships, new avenues, new things to bring out the better and bigger and bolder you. Again, we have to. I know a lot of us are loyal to years that we have spent and been with people and have had friendships and relationships, and sometimes it's that loyalty and that good heart that can keep us in some situations that we should been out of, and that we should definitely know that this
everything has an expiration date.
And we have to realize, like I said, when it comes to those that are around us, be with people that speak life into you as well as you speaking life into them. Like, it's no more one-sided friendships. It's like even a person can't come all the way up, but you definitely got to at least be hitting at least 40 something, 50 something towards my 100. At least towards this 100 that we got going. Like I said, 50-50 of course, but because sometimes you might be a little bit stronger in an area than some other people. When it comes to certain things, not everybody's able to express certain things, but you should want to be around people that are grateful, people that are happy that you are part of their life, people that you're also happy that they're part of your life, people that you can, that celebrate each other. Because I've seen a post, remember, my nephew actually shared it this week too. Like, he said, I want to start being more friends with people that celebrate each other because it feels good. It feels
your nephew said that.
Yeah, it feels good.
It does.
Yeah, it feels good when you have people around you that clap for you and make you feel good and make you feel good about yourself. Make you know that that you can do it. Let you know that you aren't a failure. Let you know that whatever dreams or aspirations that you got, that you can make it happen, that you can get it going, that you can get it popping, and that I got your back while you doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like knowing that somebody got your back. And there was another post I seen too, that we live in a generation where people want to be so tough and everybody want to be, I don't need nobody, I don't need you. Look, I need somebody. I want somebody. I want somebody to share a good life with, somebody to travel the world with, friends as well as a lover, to do stuff with, to have fun with, to experience stuff with, to do new stuff with. All that being tough and not, I don't need nobody. I'm too cool for school, all that dumb stuff. Like, I ain't one of them.
Ain't nobody living that second. What you say? I love when you say sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle.
Roll has
sex, drugs.
Out.
Yeah, I ain't doing
Now
that. I'm not kicking it with you.
Yeah.
Just to say we kicking it.
No.
Just for you to tell me I'm bro. Over that. Yeah, can we get back to knowing who we are? Because evidently y'all think y'all got a brothers, and if that's, I want to meet the mother, because mother is pushing out the boys.
And it's the bros. There's a lot going on because the language that y'all even use to
communicate,
describe, you know, who these certain people mean to y'all, and then y'all are having like sex with these people, and y'all calling them y'all bro, y'all sis.
We touched that in first season.
We're not touch that again. It's and it's weird. But
right, we need to just
get, like I said,
get back to yourself
with some good people in the season. Stop. It's not about just partying and having fun. We always stress this too. It's not just about partying and having fun. Get around some people that want you to do something with yourselves, and that's speaking life into you, and you as well speaking life into them.
And since, because I'm not even going to say if, since you're 30 plus watching this is definitely for you. It's time. And we wouldn't tell you, if we didn't love you, because the first and only major thing over here, transparent is love. Love is always a message.
Love is always a message. And y'all know how we say, do something for someone else besides yourself. Make someone else feel good. Uplift someone else. Edify someone else. Make someone else smile. And make someone else's day. And until next time, until next week, much love. Too soon.